Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be teaching you how to make this super cute retro daisy granny square, and I have worked on this pattern for a while, so I'm super excited to be sharing it with you. As you can see, it has quite a lot of different rounds and different steps, and also at the end you get this super cool 3D effect, so I really hope that you will enjoy this granny square. I have done multiple tests just to make sure that everything turns out as smooth as it can be, and also that your final granny square is as perfect as possible, so you don't have to worry about that. As always, I'm going into as much detail as I can with every single stitch and every single step to ensure that everyone is able to replicate this granny square. However, keep in mind that this isn't the most beginner-friendly pattern out there, just because it has quite a lot of complex steps with color changes and things like that. So if you are an absolute beginner, let's try with something easier at first, and then you can come back to this pattern. And also, if you feel like I'm going too fast throughout this video, feel free to adjust the speed of the video and it will be easier for you to follow along. But now, without further ado, let's jump into it. Here are the materials that I'm going to use. Here I have 3 different colors of cotton yarn, which is 4-ply, and of course you can choose any color you wish. Also, we will of course need a crochet hook. For this project I'm using 3.5mm hook, and you will also need scissors. And here I have the final square, and this is what I'm going to teach you in this video, so you can do it on your own. So let's jump into it. First, I will be starting with this yellow color, and our first step is to do a magic ring. So for that, I'm tying the yarn around my fingers like this, then grabbing crochet hook and going through underneath the first piece of yarn and pulling the other one, and in this way we are creating a magic ring as well as establishing a loop on our hook. And then our next step is to chain 3, so 1, 2 and 3. So here we have magic ring as well as chain of 3, and this chain of 3 is going to count as 1 double crochet, so keep in mind that this is 1 stitch. And now we can proceed further with round 1, and for that we will have to do 15 double crochets here inside this magic ring. So if counting also this chain of 3, in total we will have 16 double crochets. So let's proceed further with doing 15 double crochets inside the magic ring. So for double crochet you just have to yarn over, then go through the magic ring, grab yarn and pull it up to have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and then just repeat until you have 15 double crochets in total, plus chain of 3 that we did in the very beginning, which counts as our 16th double crochet. Here I have done all of the stitches for round 1, so we have chain of 3 and 15 double crochets, so 16 stitches in total. And now we can finish off this round by first closing the magic ring by pulling this loose piece of yarn like this, and you can see that it's closing. And now we can connect it by doing a slip stitch. So we have to do a slip stitch here in the 3rd chain from very beginning, so going through that, grabbing yarn and pulling it through, and then pulling it through the loop that we already had. So now it's connected and we can finish it off because we are done with this color. So we are just chaining 1 and making the loop looser, then grabbing our scissors and cutting off the yarn. And when it's cut off, we can just tighten it by pulling it here like this. And we are done with the first round. And if you want, you can close this ring even further by just pulling it tighter, and it will make a more tight round shape here. So just do that if you want. Now we can move further with the second round, and for that I'm going to use this orange color. And first our step is to attach the yarn to the first round that we just did. So I'm just going to go through a random stitch from the first round, and then pulling the yarn through like this, and then just attaching it by making a secure knot here. So now we have attached it, and we can proceed further with the second round. So our first step is to pull up a loop like this, and then chaining 3, 1, 2 and 3. And again, this chain of 3 is going to count as 1 stitch, and in this case it's going to be a double crochet. And for this round, our first step is to do 2 more double crochets here into this same space. So just doing one and another one. So including the chain of 3 that we did in the very beginning, here we technically have 3 double crochets. Then our next step is to chain 1, and because we chained 1, we are skipping 1 stitch here at the bottom, so going into the next one, and there we are doing 3 double crochets together in the same space. So again, just doing the first double crochet here, another one in there, and then the third one as well, like this. So here we have done it twice, and again after that chaining 1, skipping 1, and doing 3 double crochets into the next one. So this is the process that we have to do throughout this round, so just keep on doing that. We have 3 double crochets together in 1 stitch, and then we are chaining 1 and skipping 1, and again doing 3 double crochets together in the next. And I will meet you back once this round is finalized to show you what are our next steps. Here I have finished all of the stitches for round 2, so now it's just left to chain 1, and after that we can connect this round by doing a slip stitch here in the 3rd chain from the very beginning. So doing a slip stitch in there. And here is our 2nd round completed, and now we can proceed with the 3rd round, but keep in mind that for this we are not cutting off any yarn at all, and we are just leaving it here to hang without cutting it. So just keep that in mind. So now we can proceed further with the 3rd round, and for that I'm going to use this color. And again, our first step is to attach this yarn to the first round actually that we already completed here. So I'm just going to go through a stitch here like this, and then just attaching yarn through here. So it kind of hangs in the front of the granny square here, and just attaching it by making a secure knot here, and this loose piece can be put at the back. Otherwise we will be working our stitches here in the front. And our first step is to pull up a loop here, and then we have to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And this chain of 7 is going to count as 1 double crochet and 4 chains. So just keep that in mind as well. And then we can proceed further with the next stitch, and in there we are going to do 1 double crochet. So again, going through the stitch from the front side and doing a double crochet in here. Like this. So this is how it looks when it's completed. And now we have reached this piece of yarn that we left from the 2nd round. So I'm just putting it here on the front, so we always keep it here on the front. And after the double crochet that we just did, we just have to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 like this. And then our next step is to do a double crochet here in this stitch from the first round. So going through there and doing a double crochet in there, like that. And then again, just repeating, chaining 4 and doing a double crochet in the next stitch from the first round here. And again, just doing it throughout this round until we reach the very beginning. Here I have completed 3rd round, so now it's just left for us to chain 4. So 3 and 4, and now we can connect it by doing a slip stitch. And here we will do it at the 3rd chain from the very beginning. So just going through that and connecting the round here by doing slip stitch in the 3rd chain from the very beginning where we started. And now again, we are not cutting off any yarn here, so I'm just making this loop looser and just leaving it here to hang, and we can switch back to the other color that we left off here. So now we can continue with the 4th round with this orange color, and I'm just going to make sure to adjust the size of this loop so it fits our hook. And as you can see, we will be working all of our stitches again at the front, and this chain of 4 from the 3rd round we are kind of pushing it in the back here. So let's get started with this round. So first we have to chain 3, so 1, 2 and 3, and this is going to count as 1 double crochet again. Then our next step is to move further with the next stitch, and in there we are going to do 2 double crochets together. So this is 1 and adding another one into the same space like this, and then we just have 1 double crochet left here from this 3 double crochets that we had. So doing 1 double crochet into the third one in here like this. So we are now done with this bit, and after we have done these stitches we just have to chain 2, so 1 and 2, and then we can move further with the next bit of the orange from the second round. So in the first stitch we are doing 1 double crochet, so just going through there and doing 1 double crochet stitch. Then in the next one we are doing 2 double crochet stitches, 1 and 2, both of them together in one space, and then after that doing 1 in the next one like this, and then again chaining 2 and repeating the same stitches in the next one. So starting with 1 double crochet alone, then in the next one doing 2 double crochets together, so 1 and 2, and in the third one doing 1 double crochet alone again, and after that chaining 2 again. So repeat this pattern throughout the round, and I will meet you back again once we have to connect this round. Here we have this blue color from the third round, so again we are kind of pushing it here on the front, so we always keep it in front when we start working on the following round where we will use that color, so it's kind of easier to access it from there. So just keep that in mind, that we have to do this step all the time when we are flipping between colors. And here I'm done with completing this fourth round, as you can see. So now it's just left for us to chain 2, and then we can connect this round again by doing a slip stitch, and we will do it here in the third chain from the very beginning. So just going through that chain and doing a slip stitch in there, and now our round is connected here. And again, I'm just making this loop a lot longer so we don't untie or unravel anything that was there. And now we can proceed with the fifth round, and for that we are going to use this light blue color here. So again, I'm just making this loop so it actually fits our crochet hook, and then our first step is to chain 3, so 1, 2 and 3, and again this chain of 3 counts as 1 double crochet, and throughout this round we will have to do 2 double crochets here in these stitches that we have from the third round. So we have 1 already there, so we just have to add another double crochet into the same space here like this, and then after that we have to chain 4, so 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then our next step is to do 2 double crochets here in this one, both of them together in the same space. So I'm just going to go through this stitch and doing 1 double crochet in here, and then just adding another one in the same space like that, and after that again chaining 4, 3 and 4, and here we have this yarn from the previous round, so I'm just keeping it here on the front so it's easier to access later on. And then again our next step is here to do 2 double crochets together in the same space. So just going through this stitch and doing 1 double crochet in there, and then adding another one into the same space like that. So this is the process for this round, so just keep on chaining 4, and after that doing 2 double crochets on top of stitches from the previous round where we have the blue ones. And again, I will meet you back once we can finalize and move forward with the next round. Here I'm almost done with this round, so it's just left for us to chain 4 like this, and then again we can connect this round by doing a slip stitch here in the third chain from the very beginning. So just going through that one and doing a slip stitch in there. And now we are done with this round, so again just pulling this loop longer so it doesn't unravel, and then we can switch back to the orange color that we have here. So let's start working on the 6th round, and again for that we just have to make the loop our size for this hook, and then our first step is to chain 3 again, and that's again 1 double crochet here. Then our next step is to do 2 double crochets here in the following stitch, so both of them together. This is 1, and then adding another one, so 2 together there, and then we just have 2 double crochets, 1 in each of the following stitches, like this. So we have completed this first flower leaf. After that we are chaining 2 and starting to work on the next one. And again we are kind of pushing these blue 4 chains in the back so we can grab the stitches here. And in the first one we are doing 1 double crochet like this. Then in the next one we are doing 2 double crochets together, both of them in the same space, so 1 and 2. And then in the next 2 we are doing 1 double crochet in each. So this is 1, and then the next one. And then after each of these we just have to chain 2, and then we can proceed further with the next one. So again doing 1 double crochet in the first stitch here, then doing 2 double crochets together in the next one. So this is 1 and then 2, and then 2 double crochets, 1 in each of the next stitches, 1 and 2. And after that chaining 2 and proceeding with the next one. So repeat doing these stitches throughout the round, and again I will meet you back when we are here. And remember to push this color or this yarn on the front as you are doing stitches in here, so you always keep it here on the front. So I will see you later once we are finalizing this round. Here I am almost at the end of this round, and as you can see I have left this yarn here on the front side, so just leaving it to hang there. And here it's left for us to just chain 2 like this, and then we are connecting this round again by doing a slip stitch in the 3rd chain from the very beginning, like this. And this is how our 6th round looks like when it's finalized. And now we can start working on the 7th round, and actually for this we don't have to change any color as we are going to continue with this orange one. So now we can start working on that, and our first step here is to chain 1, and this chain of 1 is going to count as 1 single crochet later on. Then our next step is to skip 1 stitch here and move further with the next one, and in there we are going to do 5 double crochets together in the same space. So this is 1, and then doing 4 more, so 2, 3, 4, and adding last 5th one here like this. So this is how it looks. Then again we just have to skip 1 and then doing single crochet in the last stitch here that we have, like this. And after that we again chain 2 and we can move further with the next petal, and there in the first stitch we are doing 1 single crochet, so just going through that stitch and doing a single crochet there. Then we are skipping 1 stitch, and in the next one we are doing 5 double crochets together, so 1 and working on the second one, then proceeding with the 3rd, and then we have our 4th and the last 5th one, like this. And after that again skipping 1 stitch here and then doing a single crochet in the next one, like that. We have now completed 2 petals here, and we just have to chain 2, 1 and 2, and then we can move further with the next one. So again single crochet, then skipping 1 and doing 5 double crochets together in the same space, and after that again skipping 1 and doing a single crochet in the last one, and after that chaining 2 again, and then repeating the same again in the next one. So this is how it looks so far. So just keep on repeating these stitches all the way through, and I will meet you back again here once we are at the very end. And here I am at the very end of this round, so now just chaining 2, and then we can connect it again, and I will do it here in the first single crochet or chain that we did in the very beginning, and doing a slip stitch in there. So now our round is officially finished and we have connected it, and after that we can finish off with this color since we are not going to use it anymore. So to do that, just chain 1, then pull the loop longer like this, then just grab your scissors, cut off the yarn and tighten it by pulling this loose piece of yarn here. So we are done with this 7th round here. So now we can proceed further with the 8th round, and for that we are switching back to this blue color, and as you can see we again have to adjust the loop so it actually fits our crochet hook size. And now we can continue with this round. So again, our first step is to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and this chain of 3 is going to count as 1 double crochet again. And then we can move further with the next stitch, and in there we are doing 2 double crochets together in the same stitch. So this is 1, and then adding another one into the same space. So this is how it's supposed to look. And then after that, our next step is to actually go here in the back side, and where we have these 4 chains from the previous round that we did in this color, we have to do 4 double crochets over them basically. So just looping them all over. So this is 1, and then adding 4 in total. So 2, 3 and 4. So just keep that in mind, that here we will have to do 4 double crochets here to cover those 4 chains in the back. And then once that's done, we are flipping again to the front, and here we will be doing 1 double crochet in the next, and then 2 double crochets together in the following stitch. So doing that, going through the first stitch and doing 1 double crochet in there, and then 2 double crochet stitches together in the next space, like this. So this is how it's supposed to look once you have completed 2 of these places, as well as back with 4 chains. And after that, again we are moving to the back side and doing 4 double crochets over these 4 chains that we have in the back, hiding in there. So just covering them with 4 double crochet stitches. This is 3, and then adding the 4th final one. And when that's done, we can switch back to the front side and doing 1 double crochet in the first stitch here. So this is 1, and then doing 2 double crochet stitches together in the next space. So this is how it looks so far. So just keep on repeating these stitches. We have 1 double crochet and then 2 double crochets together in the next, and then in the back we are doing 4 double crochet stitches to cover these 4 chains that we have there. So just keep on repeating these steps, and I will meet you back again once you have turned back to the beginning of this round. Here I'm almost done with this round. We just have to connect it here with the beginning, and just as we did it before, we just have to do a slip stitch here in the 3rd chain from the very beginning. So just doing that, and now it's done. And this is how it looks at the back side, just if you are curious. So now we are done with round 8, and we can proceed with round 9. So within round 9 we will actually be establishing a square shape. So that's kind of what we are going to do now. And our first step here is to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And this chain of 4 is going to count as 1 treble crochet. Then after that we actually have to do 1 treble crochet here in the same space. So for that we have to yarn over twice, then going through this stitch, grabbing yarn and pulling up to have 4 loops on our hook, then yarning over and going through 2, yarning over and going through 2, yarning over and going through 2 again. So that's 1 treble crochet, and since we did these 4 stitches in the beginning, that counts as another treble crochet. So technically we have 2 treble crochets here. And then our next step is to chain 2, so 1 and 2, And then after that we have to do another 2 treble crochets here into the same space. So let's do that. So yarning over twice and then pulling through pairs of 2. 1 treble crochet is done, so just adding another one in there. So this is how it's supposed to look, and with this we have actually established our first corner here. And after that we can proceed further with the next stitch, and in there we are going to do 1 treble crochet alone just in that one space that we have here. So again, yarning over twice and going through pairs of 2. Once that's done, we have to do 2 double crochets, 1 in each space. So proceeding with the next one and adding 1 double crochet in there, like this. And then behind here we have our stitches that are hiding in there. So doing 1 double crochet into the following space in there. Then after that we have to do 2 half double crochets, and again 1 in each space. So for that we are yarning over and going through the stitch, grabbing yarn and pulling up to have 3 loops, then yarning over and pulling through all 3 loops in here. So that's 1 half double crochet, and then just adding another one in the next space, like this. This is how it looks so far. And then once that's done, our next step is to do 3 single crochets, 1 in each space. So going through the first one, so that's 1, then another one, and then third one in there, like this. And now we have kind of completed half of this side for the corner. So now we just kind of have to reflect everything in a mirror way on the other side. So since we already did 3 single crochets, our next step is to do 2 half double crochets, 1 in each. So doing 1 in the following space, and then doing 1 in the space after that. Then after that we have to do 2 double crochets, 1 in each. So doing 1 double crochet in the first, and then another one in the next, like this. And after that we had to do 1 treble crochet alone. So doing 1 treble crochet in the next space here. And with these stitches we have now reached the corner. So now we just have to repeat what we did here. And for that we first have to do 2 treble crochets together in the same space. So starting to work with the first one. So this will be our first treble crochet, and then adding 1 more in here, like this. This is half of our corner. After that we have to chain 2, so we are kind of turning, and then adding 2 more treble crochets into the same space. So this is 1, and then another one, like this. And now we have completed one side of this granny square to kind of establish the square shape. And now we just have to repeat these stitches throughout this round. So you would literally have to just duplicate whatever you did throughout here. So first you have to do 1 treble crochet, then 2 double crochets, 1 in each. After that 2 half double crochets, 1 in each, and then 3 single crochets, 1 in each, and then you are just mirroring everything that you did. So keep on doing these stitches, and again I will meet you back once we are connecting this round with the very beginning. Here I am almost at the very end, so here it's just left for me to do 1 double crochet in this stitch, and then 1 treble crochet in the following stitch. So just completing that in here. And now we can again connect this round by using slip stitch. So for that I'm going to go through this 4th chain from the very beginning and doing a slip stitch in there. And as you can see, we have now finalized this square here. If we measure it, at the moment it measures to approximately 10.5 centimeters. If you're happy with this size, you are more than welcome to leave it as it is. However, I feel like I would probably make it a little bit bigger, as well as if we add an extra round, that would also help us to smoothen out these edges. So let's do that. I will be adding another round, which in this case would be the 10th round, And for that, I would basically be doing double crochets all the way around, and in the corners where we have these spaces, in there I would be doing 2 double crochets, chain of 3, and 2 double crochets again. So let's get started. So for that, first we have to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and this again is going to count as 1 double crochet, so we can move further with the next stitch. And in there we are doing 1 double crochet on top of this stitch here. Then we have reached the corner, and as I said, in there we are adding 2 double crochets. So this is 1, and adding another one in here like this, and once that's done we are chaining 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and after that we are adding 2 more double crochets into the same space in here. So 1 and 2, and then we can just proceed further with this side and doing 1 double crochet on top of every single stitch that we have here on this side. So I'm just doing that and adding double crochets on top of every single stitch that we have here. So this is how it looks at the moment. So just keep on repeating this process until you reach the very beginning, and we will connect it together again. This is where I am at the moment, so at the very end, and I'm just doing the very last stitch in here, so finalizing the last double crochet. And now we can connect this round again by doing a slip stitch here in the 3rd chain from the very beginning. And if you wish, you are more than welcome to add extra rounds of this last 10th round in the same way as we did. However, now I'm happy with this size for the square, so we can finish off with this color. And for that, I'm just chaining 1, making the loop looser like this, then grabbing scissors and cutting off the yarn, and then tightening by pulling this loose piece of yarn here. So now I'm done with this square. As you can see, we have established a super nice and smooth square shape, and if I measure it right now, it is around 12 centimeters. So feel free to add extra rows if you want to make it bigger. However, if you're happy with the size, then you're done. And yeah, so this is how you can create this super cute retro daisy granny square, and feel free to mix and match colors to make colorful different squares, as well as you can create multiple of them to create some bigger and nicer colorful creations. Here, as you can see, I have done multiple of them, and yeah, so feel free to do that, and then afterwards you can connect them to create some bigger creations such as blankets, cardigans, scarves, or whatever you can come up with. So I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that you will come up with some nice ideas, and feel free to share them with me. So that was basically it from me today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that this pattern is going to be useful for you in case you want to replicate it and create some bigger crochet creations with these daisy granny squares. And if you do, please feel free to share them with me. I would be super curious to see your final creations. I have also made quite a lot of them already, so I will try to create something bigger later on and also to share it with you. Maybe it will be another tutorial or another pattern from my side. However, if you have any questions about this granny square or need any help, feel free to ask in the comment section below, and I will try to help you from there. But if you did enjoy this video, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you're new here, please subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye!